screenwriting contests. You've been a part of them.
Yep.
And
we run them.
And you run them, okay.
Yep.
And your thoughts on them, what works, people's due diligence with them?
Yeah, I think you have to do your due diligence with them. And I think that for me, everything, it's not about the money. Money's nice. Okay, it's nice to win a contest if the prize is $5,000 or whatever it is. There was only one criteria for me when I was entering contests, and it's the only criteria that we have with Stage 32 as far as our contests are concerned. When we started, talking about the idea of running a contest, because we really, really did want to give writers an opportunity, the only thing that we talked about was access. And what I mean by that is, you can go win Joe's screenwriting contest, and you can go run around and tell everybody you won Joe's screenwriting contest, and you can put it in a query letter, and nobody is going to care, okay? But, if you win the nickel, or you do well on the page, I love the page, by the way, the people at the page I think are fantastic, or if you win our contest, you are getting your script sent to actual people in the business that can move the rock in your career. And if that isn't what it's all about, then you shouldn't be a writer. Okay, you should, go do something else, because it should be about getting your career going. If you're going to spend the money to get into a contest, even if you don't win, if the contest has any sort of cachet, that's okay. If you're a semifinalist, a finalist, and now you're sitting at a networking thing, or you meet somebody online, and that person is you're networking, and you're making the right moves with that person as far as cultivating that relationship, and you say at some point, oh, and by the way, script X was a finalist at the page. Now it's like, oh, well, that's really interesting, because I know that contest, and that contest carries some cachet. But as far as actually winning or being a finalist, for me, it was always about I always wanted to look at who would be looking at my material if I made the finals or if I won, because some contests, they take all the finalists. We do this, actually. We take all the finalists and take all their log lines, and we send them to at least 30 executives in the business. And these are managers, agents, producers, directors of development, and we list who these people are. These are people that can get things done. Our contest winner from the Blood List, we connected with the Blood List to do a horror contest, and the person that won it is already got management through the contest. We flew him out to Hollywood, flew the top 3 out to Hollywood, put him in front of, at an event, 10 different managers and producers, and then sent them off on meetings. 2 of them got repped. The winner is repped, the movie's in development. That's what you want out of a contest. The reason I entered Creative World Award, which led to getting my representation, was because they, if you finished in the finals, they pushed you out to a bunch of executives in the industry. And ironically, it was for me, again, no connection being a bad connection, ironically, it was actually an agent in Montreal who got his hands on my script through somebody else, through that contest, that started this whole ball rolling. It's kind of a random thing, but it was still somebody that read the script and became a champion of it, and then it moved on through all the networking I spoke about earlier. So to me, it's all about access. If you're entering a contest because some people will say, enter a smaller contest, okay? Enter something that just started, because your chances of winning are better, okay? It's a ridiculous notion, because at the end of the day, like I said, if it's Joe's contest and it has 300 entries and you won, first of all, you're not going to know there's only 300 entries. You're not going to know the number, probably. It's not going to be full transparency. Second of all, that contest is not going to get you in front of the people that are going to move the needle on your career. The third thing is, if you take that contest win and you put it into any sort of query letter, or bring it up in conversation, if you're lucky enough to be at a networking event where there are people of influence there that that you want to get in front of, it may even look worse for you, because it may look like, oh, well, you won Joe's, but what'd you do in the nickel? Or what'd you do? You know what I mean? So to me, there is nothing more. You do your research, and you look at the contests that give you access.
So for a new screenwriter, at what point do you think that what should be their own internal gauge as to whether they're ready to submit to even a very small, and I hate to tier them, but lower tier, contest? I'd
rather you take, first of all, just going back to the lower tier thing, I'd rather you take that money and put it towards a consultant or really good coverage. Because if you're getting really, really good coverage, and you're getting the response you want from that coverage, if you get back a recommend, or you get back a consider, okay? And there's only minor nitpicks, and then again, it's up to you to digest those and to be honest with yourself about whether those minor nitpicks are reasonable, do they make the story better or not. Once you clear your head on all that, then I would say just go into the more prestigious contests. If you have a budget, go into the ones that offer access. You know, you have to be honest with yourself, but I would much rather people, if you're going to spend money to have your work reviewed, then to me, you should go, I mean, if you're going to spend your money on a contest, I'd rather you take that money and get reviewed.
Right.